Hey guys, welcome to a new series called How Are You? And the reason I'm making this new series on my YouTube channel is because I want to create a space for people that might be trapped in their own thoughts or don't have a platform to openly discuss matters that are really personal and really important to them. And I know this probably seems like a really stupid idea, but joke's on you because I make stupid ideas all the time and I fucking do them anyway. So this is one of those examples, and I'm not asking everyone to just, say a bunch of shit that you don't want to say, like, publicly. Um, but I wanted to, start the conversation and say nothing is too taboo for me, and I want this space to be about that theme of just taking in every experience from every person and growing and building on it, and not, in a very judge free way. Um, so, in the spirit of that, I wanted to talk about my history with depression and my history with struggling to find that avenue of how can I live my own life, but in a way that I'm satisfied and I'm not, self in a position where I'm self-loathing um, or feeling a lack of accomplishment or lack of achievement, which stems from like this depression that I have personally. But because this is the series itself is called How Are You? Every week I'm going to try to tackle a new topic, and if you're just watching and you want to throw me some suggestions, don't be afraid to send me a message or leave a comment. But first and foremost, I just want to say that ever since I was 13, I felt like life just, like, I could go without it. I think, like, if I had to just die, like, I wouldn't feel, or just be over, and that'd be it. But that didn't matter to me, like life or death wasn't that. The line was just so faded, ever since I was 13, and not much has changed since that point. At least in terms of that declarative that I've made. I've been in the hospital twice for suicide attempts. It's not something that I've cured or I'm seeking to cure. However, I do believe that you can live, with depression or with anxiety, any type of mental or emotional disturbance that you might have. I believe you don't need to have a therapist or you're super lucky and you got that family that's like all super tight knit and like, always supporting each other. If you don't have any of those things, then that's what this is for. That's why I'm making this. So for today's topic, I want it to be about day-to-day life. So when I think about how are you as a question in a scope of daily life, I'm reflecting right now on my day today. And today, since it's only been day 5 on my new job at IKEA, it's been, a lot of fun, but there's been a lot of anxiety. And one thing that I've done to kind of alleviate a lot of the, like, depression like symptoms that I have is to just be more transparent and less in my head, because I feel like, at least from my own personal experience, I've found a lot of success with being very transparent, because I don't really have as many thoughts if I'm just talking more. And even though I am introverted and I don't really like to talk to people all the time, and my job is structured in a way where I don't have to talk to people all the time, except for maybe my colleagues, coworkers. Ever since I started working at this job, I felt like I've just been being very, like, true and very natural. So, like, when I am having these, like, moments of anxiety where, like, I don't know what the price of something should be that I'm in charge of, like, determining what the price of this item should be. I have yet to find myself be afraid like I used to be in the past of confronting someone, because I always felt like I used to be a burden. But lately I've convinced myself that that you can, and this takes a lot of time, I think. I think it takes a lot of time to convince yourself of really anything. But I think that's like the goal, is to always take steps. So a step for me today was to never feel anxious without expressing it. So every time I felt anxious today, I was able to tell someone about it, and they were just like, whatever. Like, I haven't had a single person, and this experience can vary obviously, but like at least in a working environment, I was able to talk about the things that were going on in my head, and it was so therapeutic to do that. And that's why, like, you know, since this is episode 1 and we're talking about daily life, I want to know, like, for you, what do you think about when you wake up in the morning? Like, do you set goals? Do you only look at the things that are in front of you? You know, is it that you take things one step at a time, or is it that you set a schedule or a structure and then enact that and hope that it goes well? And then I want to know what happens when you make those decisions, like throughout the day. And based on that structure or lack of, the next step is I want to know something that you're proud of in your daily routine that you know is like a huge step for you. It's like it's something that you can be proud of and take pride in and smile about. And if you don't have anything that you'd like to share about that, then that's fine too, and you can say that, and that'll be fine. But if you can't, then mention that and say, like, how can I fix that, or what can I do to improve? Because if I'm going to continue doing this series, I really want everyone to know that I don't, and I hope I was able to demonstrate that just by talking about you know, the things that are more private in my life, but by talking about it, I just feel so liberated. And that's not for everyone, but I think it's worth trying to an extent for people that might need something like this. So at any rate, to get back on track with everyday life, the last thing I want, for people, if you're going to comment and discuss about how you approach every day, like every single day as a singularity, is what's like one thing that you're doing right now in your everyday life that you know could be better, but you just don't know how to make it happen. And one example for me is that today I just wanted to make like lunch for myself, because I've just been constantly buying lunch at the cafeteria, and I've been trying to stop myself from doing that. But even though I woke up early enough to do it this morning, I just, got anxious and wasn't able to do it. So that's something that I need to work on myself. And that's something really small, but then again, I want to start with just your day. How's your day? But just like full out, just full like accomplishments, small things, big things, and expectations, and how to mentally prepare yourself for every single day that you live. So that's all I have for now. Please feel free to discuss. I'm gonna be hounding the comments and like pretty much just like moderating everything. But I want everyone to participate and to feel free to say what you're willing to say, and maybe push yourself just a little bit more to talk about things that you might not be as comfortable talking about, but you know won't hurt you or be too personal. Um, so I hope that this space can be that for you, and because I don't want to be just someone that says like, "Oh, you matter," you know, I love people, and well, like no shit. I mean, but this is, I want to take that to the next level. I want to say like, you know what? Instead of saying like, you got it, like keep going, great job, like no, let's talk about this. Let's talk about like what we want to do with our lives. Let's talk about how we can support each other, how we can be more open-minded, and how we can be more helpful as just people. We're just people helping people, and that's what this series is really about. uh, that's about all I have right now. That was 10 minutes. Shit, I'm gonna probably have to edit this. I won't edit this part out though, so like this part's in. Anyways, thanks for putting up with this, and for those who are participating, thank you, and thank yourselves, and hopefully, you know, we can continue doing this and create, you know, a learning environment through personal experience. I think that's really valuable and really lacking, especially in the gaming community. So cheers.